All right, guys, so today's workout is gonna be back. So, do I work out every single day? Yes, I do. Obviously, I'm focusing mostly on the upper body right now. I wanna get my width bigger. So if you realize, I wanna make my whole upper body look wider, right? It makes my head look smaller and my back look bigger. So I did shoulders before, now I'm gonna work on the width of my back. So obviously, you always start off with pull-ups, because I do think pull-ups probably the best way to definitely bring out your back. That's what I think. So I think if you want that V-taper look, I think pull-ups is probably the best workout. And I'm not even saying this, all the fitness guys say this, like this is probably the best way to really bring out your back. So I'm gonna start with that. Oh, and the big thing is, I always get the VersaGrip wrist rods. These are game changers, by the way. They really help when you're pulling on your back. It really helps out with the whole muscle group when it comes to that. So let's start with that. Like I said, for pull-ups, I actually don't go weighted. I actually go by tempo, and I try to figure out, I would say like how my back feels. I don't do weighted a lot. I focus on kind of the weight right now, what I have, how I feel, and I go like 8 to 10 reps. It's usually wide. Wrap it up. I'll go a little bit wide right here. One, two, four, whoop, six, seven. All right, I only got 8 reps there. Man, I'm tired today, to be honest. Kind of don't want to work out, but I realized you got to put in the work, especially because I was kind of like, and I realized why I'm tired, obviously because of my lack of sleep. I think the lack of sleep probably got to me for sure. But one thing I always tell myself is, there's one thing I never regret, is going to the gym. Even if I come to the gym and, how do I say it? I just do cardio, right? Even if I do cardio and I go home just doing cardio, I never ever regret it. So I would say the gym's the one thing I never regret. There's a lot of things in my life I regret, but I'll definitely say the gym is one thing I never ever regret. Another way to always go to the gym is find a way to make sure your gym's really close to you. If your gym's really close to you, like let's say it's only 5-minute walk from your house, it is. Today, so I usually have a workout partner, he couldn't make it because he had work, but usually having someone else accountable where you have to go work out, that really helps out. Never miss a gym day. So I usually take like a minute to 2-minute rest. And then I kind of go back into set. I think in terms of probably the most, so when you guys actually work out back, one thing I realized is you really can't see how your back looks like, right? So I can't even see my back, but doing YouTube helps me definitely see my back. So one thing I realized with the back is you really want that V look. A lot of people sometimes think that you can just have the V look, and some of these guys who are genetically gifted, they have really small waists. I wouldn't say I have the smallest waist, I'm like a 32-inch waist, but I used to be a 40-inch waist when I was really overweight. So losing body fat definitely helps, but I think some people born with like 26-inch to 28-inch waist. I'm definitely not there. So that's where I'm at. Okay, I think that was enough rest. Let's do this one more time. Okay, one thing's for sure, if you want to make your back, any workout harder, just go with slower tempo. I think slower tempo definitely makes the workout more intense. So I kind of go 3 seconds up, 2 seconds down. That's what I'll start with. So what's been going on in my life, right? I feel like I shouldn't always talking about working out. But like I said, 3 sets of 8 to 10. This is kind of actually the start of the workout. I always warm up with bands. I didn't really show it to you guys, but I do a band, work out my work because I actually kind of tweak my back a little bit. So I'm not going to go too hard. And also, if you don't feel good, if during the workout you really don't feel good, just don't work out. It's okay to just come do cardio. But there's something about me, I feel like the gym's away from me. I don't know if I talked about this when I eat food. I'll say it's me earning the hunt. So me coming to the gym always makes me feel like I earn my food. So no matter what, I always come to the gym. On that note, Invisalign. Have you guys ever done an Invisalign? Invisalign's, I'm thinking about doing it. It's gonna be like, how much is it gonna be? They're saying it's gonna be like $3,700. So I'm thinking if it's worth it or not. So let's see how much it costs. But has anyone done Invisalign? I feel like people don't really care about the teeth as much. Like, no offense, but I've been to London, right? And Tokyo. I mean, these people in these countries sometimes don't care about their teeth. I don't know why. I feel like a smile. I think the first thing when you actually meet a person is to smile. So that's why I'm thinking about teeth. And they actually said a lot of things about my teeth. I don't know. I'm probably leaning towards doing it. I feel like when you invest in you, especially if it's top-notch grade, you just do it. So I'm gonna probably do it. I'm gonna ask them if I could do it. $3,700 is not bad. Pretty good deal. Okay, let's go one more set. See how it feels. Go in. So, by the way, I'm doing more wide grip because I want the V taper. Sometimes though, I'm actually stronger with chin-ups, which is this way, right? But like I want to work my V taper, so I'm gonna go more wide grip on this one. So let's go with the wide grip. All right, so this one is gonna be close grip cable rows. This is more for the width of the back. So I'm gonna go kind of heavy, 8 to 10 reps, 3 sets. It's all about form, and also, I also go with the tempo. So start with, I'm trying 55. The one thing about Asia, it's all about kilos, and if you're in the West, that's something that you gotta get used to. Oh, that's heavy. Let's go with 40s first. Remember, it's all about form, right? Don't cheat. Go back. Go up to your belly button. 1. Ooh. 3. Hey. Oh. You know, whew. Just gonna go high. That felt good. Yeah, you know what? Something I realized, guys. So me starting this YouTube, it's crazy because I felt like I could have done this way longer, right? And I just started, and I always made up the excuse that I kind of had to plan everything out. I had to get all the right equipment, everything like that. And obviously, timing's everything. Obviously, with the cell phones and using the cell phone as a camera is a huge deal. The fact that I kind of just started now, you know, I don't have regrets, but there's always that thing of I wish I could have started sooner. So I think that's another thing I'm realizing now that I'm getting older, right? I realize, what if you start sooner, right? We always talk about this with like stocks and Bitcoin right now, it's going up, and we're like, man, what if I invested sooner? So I think the biggest thing is, even if you fail, if you lose all the money, if you like fail at something, or even when you go to the gym, and even if you quit the gym, right? I think it's better to quit the gym after you started the gym. Does that make sense? I feel like if you're watching this and you think about working out, or think about getting more attractive, think about getting girls, think about making more money, I think it's better to start, right? I think a lot of people just try to plan stuff out, and they're like, they're gonna wait till things are right, things are perfect. But I don't know, even this YouTube thing, I was like, I want to just start, and like, even though I post every day and it doesn't go anywhere, and you know, hopefully, you know, I do this for a year. I think you should have like a timestamp of when you'll stop. But I think it's better to start something and have some kind of legacy, right? And this whole YouTube thing was like, I was trying to get a lot of views. I want to get a lot of views. I want to make money off it. And even if I don't, if I get this kind of recording of my life, seeing how hard I work, seeing the results change, because this is a good example, a record of how my body would change too. So I was thinking like, worst case scenario, even if I don't make a lot of views of this, I see a record of my life, and I can kind of share that to my kids. Like 10 years from now, even though my YouTube career takes off or doesn't take off, it doesn't matter, right? It's a cool record of kind of seeing my life and how it changed. I don't know, does that make sense? Maybe that's a great way to kind of like record your life. Because I did that with Instagram. People don't realize with Instagram, I just been posting and I post like just random stuff, and it just started blowing up, and stuff that I was just like super cheesy, you know? So that's something I've been doing, which has been very interesting and fun for me. But anyways, long story short, time for my second set. Let's go with another 8 to 10. Let's go heavier. And whew. So I've been working out probably for like almost 8 years now. Started at 21, actually more than, started at 21, right? So I started working out like 12 years ago. Another thing I realized is, like, I feel like times have changed where now you can actually do what you love or what you do every single day. Like, even think about eating, right? There's people who post themselves eating mukbang and they're making money off it. It's kind of crazy, right? So, and people are now, I remember my parents would always give me stuff like, stop playing video games, what are you doing with your life? But now you can make money doing video games. Like, a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So it's very interesting how the world has changed. I feel like there's no excuse anything in life anymore. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but there's really no excuse to like have your life, enjoy it, and make money with it, right? And I think if you don't want to do that, go with the normal life of get a normal job. And I think now you can learn so many skills with like ChatGPT and all these online courses and get a job no matter what. And I'm not saying with those people who don't have jobs right now who's watching this and making an excuse. Like, I think like injuries or disabilities and stuff like that, that I think is a legit thing. But there's also, I think if you're a normal, fully capable person and you don't have any things though, I think you should take a hard look at yourself. Like, should I at least try? Because like, at least if you try and you fail and you go back to your old life, you can at least say like, at least I tried and it wasn't for me, right? And that's how I kind of want to approach even this Invisalign stuff. It's a lot of money, but if worst case I do it, I'll find a way to make the $3,700 again and, you know, make it worthwhile. So that's kind of like my mindset right now, seeing how it goes. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that, right? I don't know. You know, the gym, right? When I started, yeah, I had all these aspirations, but I never got my body for almost 10 years, guys. I've been trying to get this body for at least 10 years. I wanted the dream body for 10 years, and I finally got it. And it's just like I didn't quit. And eventually I had to fall in love with just working out, because if I just did it for having a nice body, I think I would have quit a long time ago. At first I started for getting a nice body for the girls, getting a nice body for validation, but I definitely think me just working out, I fall in love with it. It's just something that's my meditation. So it's been a cool experience for sure. All right, let's raise this up. I'm gonna go with 8 reps right here. See how it feels. All right, let's go. That's really heavy though. Okay, on that one I definitely probably cheated. Went a little too high overboard. That was kind of heavier than I thought. So should have thrown out my ego. Maybe I'll do lighter reps on that one actually. Do a little drop set because I definitely cheated on that one. One. Alright, so this is going to be supinated. So you can go like this. You can do machine row or you can hammer strength row. But 4 sets of 6 to 10. Let's see how it goes. So I'm going to start with 40s, light. Before I went too heavy. Let's see how it goes. We'll go supinated first. Close grip. 1, 2, 3. It definitely feels weird. Probably not the best machine to do that. I want to hire that up and go higher weight for that. It's 120. But yeah, I was actually kind of getting mad because this guy was on the. I'd probably do it too, but he was on his phone, literally just chilling on the machine, you know. But that's why, you know, either I could get mad at him for being on the machine for a while, or I also realized that maybe I came at a time where it's super busy. So that's something I have to realize too. What was I gonna say? Yeah, so back to like, I don't know, I guess a lot of, you know, it's kind of like this way of recording myself is a good way to think about my thoughts about how, like, I feel like we're just scared to do things because we're scared of that it might not go the way it's supposed to be. And usually, when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, you always feel shitty about it. But I don't know, is it worse to do something and not have it turn out the way you do, or not doing anything and never know, the result of what it would have been if you tried it? So before I thought it was like, it's better to like, it's kind of like the fear of loss, right? If, I lost all the money, even though I went for like let's say I tried a new investment and I lost all the money versus not making an investment at all and seeing if I lost the money or gain all the money in the world. I don't know, that's a good question to ask, right? But you also forget that if you do invest the money and you do make all that money, then it changes the story. So it's kind of really perspective. It's kind of like when I tell guys who game, who actually learn how to date girls, I said, you'll always regret not approaching that beautiful girl. But even if you get rejected harshly and your ego gets destroyed, there's been nights where I got rejected the whole night and I went to bed shitty, but I don't know, I feel like it feels a lot more shitty if you didn't approach a girl, because I guess you could live in your hopes, but I don't know, like, I guess at my age now, it's like, do you really want to live just on hopes alone? It's kind of like a false, I guess hope is a way to like live in a false dream. I don't know, that's just, I don't think that's the best way, but anyways, I'm gonna do my second set, but this is like 4 sets. The last one was 4 sets, this one's 4 sets also. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, let me talk about probably the biggest thing that changed in terms of my muscle building: eating before workout. I used to do intermittent fasting where I would actually work out fasted and then I would eat. I'll be honest, I did lose weight, but I don't think I gained a lot of muscle. And I do believe that when you have more muscle, you burn more calories. So if you're on this journey, you're kind of overweight, definitely lose the weight first, because it kind of fucks you in the head when you're trying to build muscle, you're bulking up, but you're gaining more fat / muscle, but you don't really see the muscle, you're just saying fat. So I actually recommend getting to a certain body fat where you're kind of like okay with, and then you start building muscle. And I do think when you're more in like a caloric deficit and you start bulking up, your body wants the nutrients more and it helps out a lot. That's what I think. Like I said, there's all the scientific things about what is good for you, what helps you build muscle, but I'm just telling you my personal anecdote because that's all I can tell you, right? I do think that's one thing in fitness or anything in life. You gotta stop trying so hard to be like somebody else. I think that took a while because I'm like, I want to do this when somebody else did this, on copying. I think it's great to learn from them, but I think the moment you try to just be exactly like somebody else, like for example, Kobe Bryant trying to be exactly like Michael Jordan, he never caught up to Michael Jordan, but he came pretty damn close. So I think that's a good way. But I think Kobe still kind of became his own icon. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's great to chase someone at some point and try to follow everything he did. But at some point, you got to add your own little style. Because do you think Kobe Bryant really wanted to be remembered as Michael Jordan or Kobe? It's kind of like me, Bruce Lee, right? I think I would love to just be exactly have Bruce Lee's life, but at the same time, I want to still be remembered as Daniel Kim. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's something I've been thinking about too. All right, set 3. These grips, game changers. Because that's already awkward as it is. I was about to say something too. But anyways, yeah, these grips are game changers. Oh, by the way, supinated helps with your biceps too. This is kind of a pull day, so we're gonna do biceps a little bit later. I do think when you do back accessory exercise for biceps, it's pretty great. But yeah, man, I am tired today. I'm not feeling it today. But it's good that I'm working out. I feel like I'm zoomed in. But I think the camera's a little bit too close to my face, right? I'm really close up to you, right? But at least you guys see my motions. I'm doing like this. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do I don't know if you like my pretty face right in front of the camera, but doing my best with what I got here. I don't got a cameraman. One day I'll be successful enough to have one. That was 3 sets, right? Last one. Ugh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. This is more like low cable rows. So I'm gonna actually extend my leg. I'm gonna pull to my side. Might even go higher actually. Me standing up. See how this feels. Yeah, this feels good, right? I'm gonna stand up. So it's supposed to be low to high cable rows. 8 to 10 reps. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, I'm feeling vascular today though. Tired. The vascular's full. Ooh. 3. Ooh. Okay. So today's actually like a festival day where a lot of people are gonna go party at a festival. It's kind of like the Thailand's Coachella called Wonder Fruit. So I bought tickets and I'm not gonna go, so I'm trying to sell them for sure. But you know, I was thinking about it, right? I really thought about it. And I was like, I wanted to party 4 months ago. So this goes back to like kind of preparing. Will I lose $300? Most likely, there's a chance. But like, I bought the tickets because there's 2 ways of going with this. I could have went to Wonder Fruit, right? And I paid $300 for it. But I came back from like a long vacation, and I feel like I'm not in the party mood. I feel like I don't want to celebrate. There's no point of doing anything. And like this party, it's like, I know it's like 2 days of partying, and I just feel like partying never revitalized me. There's something about partying that never made me feel good, never like recharges me for the rest of the week. So I'm not a big partier. So I was really thinking like, do I lose the $300 or do I go on this trip and I still have to pay for apartments, the ride, and I'll spend more money while I'm over there. So technically I would not lose more money. I guess you could say if I party and have fun with my friends, I would, but there's a part of me that doesn't want to party, right? So it kind of made me realize like, do I really want to party? You know what I'm saying? And I actually have a casting in this job where I'll most likely get it for like a swimsuit wear, which makes up for the party price. So I don't know. It's like before I would kind of get FOMO all the time. And this goes back to always me telling you guys, you gotta figure out what you really want to do in your life, right? Like if you don't want to party, don't party because everyone else is partying. And it's gonna take some time because when I was in my 20s, I wish I knew that, right? I feel like if I just didn't do things because other people asked for it, I think I would have been good. But because I started doing stuff for other people and the FOMO, and I think if you guys didn't really look at other people's lives, and let's say we were just human beings who were not social. I know, of course, as social human beings, that brings us a lot of endorphins, makes us happy, but I think there's also negatives when it comes to being too social, which I am. I'm an extrovert, but I think sometimes you lose sight of who you are and what you want. And maybe I'm rationalizing, I'm not going and stuff, but I genuinely don't feel motivated to go. But sometimes I do go and I have fun. Like today I'm gonna go to dinner with friends and that's gonna be fun. But at the same time, I know I don't want to party. So that's something that I've been thinking about. Like in the end, guys, like just do what you want to do. That's something that you really have to figure out. And it's like, you feel like you have to be a loner? Because I think there's gonna be a phase when I want to party. Right now it doesn't. So do I have to force myself to party and try to do something that I really don't want? So that's something you kind of have to learn on your own. And I think most guys though, when we're 30, we are mature enough to learn that. Like instead of doing stuff, you know, you do. So anyways, back to my second set. Stand up for it. 1, 2. I'm gonna raise that after. 1, 2, 3. Raise that weight. What was I gonna say? Fun fact too, by the way. So back to the story. I just recently ended it with a girl we were dating, and how do I say this? By the way, on that note, when you guys are dating or you're in a relationship and you really you lose feelings for that person, don't lead her on. I think that's something that I realized was a very selfish motive where, at one point my feelings did grow for her, but at the same time, I felt like maybe deep down inside, subconsciously, if I reflect on it, it wasn't really going anywhere, and I kept dragging along because, there was a lot of happiness and pleasure here and there, but I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere in terms of a serious relationship. And I wouldn't say I dragged her on so long where I was rude. Like, we only dated technically for a month, but I ended it. And I feel like I hear about some of my guy friends who actually just drag a girl out of convenience. Like, they just like in a relationship with her. But yeah, man, like I think with women, I think when they really like a guy, sometimes they don't get offended if you're a woman watching this, but I don't think they fully think logical. They get too emotional and realize that this might not work out, and there's a high chance it won't. And the thing is, as a man, I think if you're logical and you really think about it, you should end it and not lead her on, because it's not fair. Because time is something you never get back, and I feel like if you waste her time when you know it's not going there, that's kind of fucked up if you really think about it. Because I wouldn't want anyone to do that to me, right? If she has no interest in me. Girls are more savage though. They actually show clear-cut signs that they don't like you. But when a man shows a girl that he doesn't like her, she actually ends up liking him more. So this is where like girls say they don't want to play games, but sometimes they like the games. That's why they love all these dramas, watching these movies and stuff. So these like what's it, Gone Girl, Gossip Girl, and these crazy dramas. So I think you as a man need to end it. Like, I have some friends who are still with their girlfriends and like they know they don't like her, but maybe they're just telling us that because like it's weird, right? So one of my friends, he's dating someone and he knows she's not attractive. He said it to our face, and we all know that she's not that attractive. Not to be rude, but it's just like he admitted to us, and we also find her not that attractive. But if you are strong in your own beliefs and you find out it's not about just physical beauty and you really like her, you don't have to tell your friends. Like, you don't have to be ashamed of your girl. If you really like her, despite her looks, and she makes you happy, fuck whatever other guys say, just date her. Because I think that's the worst thing as a man. We're always competing. But I don't think you should compete with people. I don't think you should compete with women, because women is a human being. It's not a fucking car, right? A woman is not a car, so you'd be like, oh, I have a nicer car than you. Like, that's not what a woman shouldn't be a trophy wife, right? If she really makes you happy, stick to that belief, man. You shouldn't tell, just because your friends think she's not that attractive, or you secretly believe that she's not attractive, but she genuinely makes you happy, then stick by it. Fucking be proud of who you're dating, right? So I think that's something even I struggled with when I was younger. I was like, oh, I gotta only date hot girls, even though I like her a lot. If my friends don't like her physically, because your friends don't know who she is. You don't know how she's loyal, how she makes you better. But I don't know, when my friend is like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be with her, then break up with her, or tell us the truth that you really like her and be like, yo, don't talk bad about my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. You'll respect that. Because if that's the girl who you're gonna actually be serious, you shouldn't let other guys talk shit and she says she's not hot. I think that's fair. I'm not trying to be like a white knight again, but like don't bullshit your friends, because you're gonna bullshit yourself, and be true to yourself. That's why I was talking about this whole race thing, right? Like, I'm proud of being Asian. I finally accepted that I'm proud of being Asian. If you're gonna talk shit of something I'm proud of, I'm gonna talk back to you. And I think if someone talks shit about your girl, you gotta talk shit back and be like, stop. That's a boundary you don't cross. I truly believe that. All right, last step for this one. Move. One, two, three, four, five. This is back pulls, but instead of doing a bar, I'm actually going to start with probably this. I guess you could say it's like a machine for it, because I want to try something new. Sometimes change it up, right? Wherever seems more fun to you. So I'm going to start with lightweight. So rack pulls, you want to do it, it's called a rack pull for a reason. I would say start with 22.5, 8 to 10. Start from your knees, and you go up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely go heavier on that one. Changing it up. Well, yeah. This movie called Life, man. It's a interesting thing, right? I don't know. I just know every single day I'm doing the same thing, right? Like my daily schedule is literally me waking up, do my cardio. I've been meditating for at least 10 minutes, listening to this guy named Eckhart Tolle. Gotta give a shout out to Kino Body who told me he does that. It does calm me down a little bit. I realize I've been a little bit more fight or flight lately. More like, that's why maybe I've been causing a little bit of conflict in my life, more in like fight mode. But, I don't know. It's weird though, right? When you interact with people, you actually have a lot of happiness, but a lot of conflict. And what I mean by that is, when you're by yourself, you can either choose to have conflict with yourself or to love yourself. It's actually a choice. Think about it, because it's you versus you, or you and you, right? Versus or and. But when you're with people, you can't control that other person. So it's something you kind of have to figure out yourself, right? But I think it's easier to figure out yourself because you live with yourself. For me, 33 years, I don't know about you guys, but whatever years you live on this earth, you kind of know yourself. But when you're dealing with people, especially when it comes to dating, right? Shit. Like that's what I tell all my clients, right? They want efficiency. They want to be able to, like sometimes I coach a lot of Asian guys, so they're very analytical. They're like, how do I efficiently date girls? If I talk to 10 girls, how do I be with 3 of them to like me? How do I get 3 of them to like me? I'm like, the more and more I think about it, you can't analytically solve human relationships. I think, yeah, you could read a book and everything like that, but isn't every human being different? And a human being is not ChatGPT or AI, so it's very difficult to find an efficient way to make people like you, right? And the biggest thing, I know this sounds cheesy, but if you don't like yourself, you're always battling yourself. You could be fake for sure, but even if you're fake, your truth will come out. So I guess you can be fake every time you come out, but then you might fuck up where, let's say a person likes you because you're putting on an act and you fuck that up, then how are you going to make that up? So I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out still too, but I think when it comes to dating, because I do have years of experience of studying it, teaching clients it, I realize the more and more, like, you kind of have to change the ways. In the beginning, you might have to fake it till you make it. You really do, because you don't know how attractive you can be and all that stuff. But I think if you kind of start with like learning how to be attractive in your own way, right? That's the next step. So after you fake it till you make it, you find out how to be attractive in your own kind of way, and then you start dating girls. I think that's the best way. But that issue that a lot of students don't like is, I think so there's that quote, 33% of people won't like you no matter what, 33% are neutral, and 33% will love you. So you can figure, if you want life easier, you focus on 33% of people who love you, but a lot of guys want to be 33% neutral, but then a lot of guys also focus on 33% of people who don't like you. So I don't get that shit, right? I do that too. I focus on people, like right now I have people that actually love me, but the one who bothers me the most and the ones who are in my head a lot are the ones that don't like me. Isn't that weird? Like, I don't know, is that just human nature? I guess I gotta read that book, Laws of Human Nature, but let me do my next set. Last set. 1, 2, 3, 8,